Okay, I'm back with the third installment of the Hitchcock video and DVD collection. Next up is a pretty good movie too. Can't go wrong with this one either. And this stars his new leading lady. You know, he had many famous blondes in his films. That's another book I have on Hitchcock. I believe it's written by Donald Spoto. I can't remember the name of the book. Hitchcock and His Leading Ladies, or I can't remember. But this stars, you know, he had Grace Kelly. He wanted to get Vera Miles in Vertigo, but that didn't work out. He had Kim Novak. He had Janet Leigh. And he had some other women. Maybe Ingrid Bergman would be another one. I don't know if she's a blonde, but he had a lot of blondes in his films. And this was the woman that was after Janet Leigh was another woman, and that woman, of course, is Tippi Hedren in The Birds. And, of course, one of the young girls in this movie is a woman named Veronica Cartwright. She would later go on to be in a movie called Alien, and she would be one of the not astronauts, but passengers on the ship Nostromo. And you know, I have that movie on DVD. I have the box set of the Alien quadrilogy, and then in a future video I'll get into that, the Alien quadrilogy. But you know, she's featured in this film as one of her early roles, and also it stars Jessica Tandy, you know, driving Miss Daisy fame, and you have what's his name? Rod Taylor, who plays the love interest of Tippi Hedren. There's another person in here too. I can't remember her name. Oh yeah, Susan Pleshette. I think who plays another person that has a love interest in Rod Taylor's character. This is about a woman. She meets somebody in a pet store that she's basically, I think she's being sued, or she's suing him, and they meet up in the pet store, and then she decides to take matters into her own hands and to go meet him where he lives in Bodega Bay near San Francisco. And all of a sudden, these unexplained attacks of birds start happening in the town. They start just attacking people. This might be based off like Greek mythology, like Greek plays, like you know, the Greek playwrights. There's these nice little books that the British Film Institute came out with. I have a big collection of them. They're monograph books, and they're small books. You know, they're like, you know, this big. They're very small. They're like 100 pages or so, maybe less, maybe a little bit more, and they feature like color photographs. And I highly recommend them. They have a lot of great movies in them: Seventh Samurai, Star Wars, Godfather, Night of the Hunters, The Birds, Vertigo, Belle de Jour, they got a lot. Taxi Driver, those are some of the ones I have. Blade Runner, Exorcist, Eyes Wide Shut, 2001: A Space Odyssey, and there's a lot more that they have that I don't have in my collection, but I love them. They're great books. This particular one that was written about the birds was written by Camille Paglia, the feminist professor, and she interprets the movie from a Greek tragedy kind of standpoint, and it's pretty fascinating. But I can't really remember all the details. But that's a pretty good book to read if you want to, you know, read a book concerning the birds. And next up, well, you know what? Before I show this box set, I might as well show the other Tippi Hedren film. This is a film that followed up The Birds, and it was the last collaboration between what's his name, the Bernard Herrmann, the movie composer. He did a number of Hitchcock soundtracks. I believe they started with The Trouble with Harry, which is a film that I don't have, and I think it's not the greatest. It's just this dead guy's body being moved around and people seeing it, and I believe it's set in Connecticut. I don't know. But you know, it started this great collaboration between Bernard Herrmann and Hitchcock, and this is like one of the great collaborations between a movie composer and a director. It's like a match made in heaven. It's, you know, Spielberg and Williams and Ridley Scott and Vangelis and Leone and Morricone and who else do you have? I don't know. John Barry with the James Bond films. You know, it's one of those great, you know, collaborations that they go hand in hand and you can't separate them. Not that there weren't other good Hitchcock films that did not feature Bernard Herrmann scores. I mean, Bernard Herrmann didn't do all of Hitchcock's films, and Hitchcock did a lot of movies, maybe 50 or so films. And Herrmann only did a number of Hitchcock films, but they're very good. There are other good ones too without Herrmann scores, but you know, he did some pretty good films with Hitchcock. The last one he did with him was this film called Marnie. And this film sort of centered on like Freudian kind of interpretations. It's about this woman played by Tippi Hedren. She's a cat burglar, and she's caught stealing by her employer, who is played by Sean Connery. And it's sort of, they end up being married, and you find out why she acts the way she does. And I won't say because it's going to spoil the movie for you. I like this film. May not be in Hitchcock's greatest, but, you know, it's not a bad movie, you know. And there's pretty interesting scenes, you know, as I said, like what the ending reveals. And also something else about Tippi Hedren's character, Marnie, about her pet that she has that's pretty interesting as well. So I'm not going to spoil any of that. I recommend this movie. You probably would like it. Now, the last film, well, not last film, the last bunch of films this is a box set of Hitchcock. Here we go. It's I think it's just called Alfred Hitchcock. Let's see. Take that out there. Take this off here. Now this comes like in a book format. You know, it's like a book. So let's get it. Let's look at this book here. Some nice pictures, and a nice picture of, I think that's Joan Fontaine on the front there, maybe, for Rebecca. Of course, the nice silhouette of Hitchcock. First film is The Lodger. That's a silent film of Hitchcock's. I have a few silent films of Hitchcock's, and that's one of them. Some of those other silent films are in that other Hitchcock box set that I showed you. Next one up is Sabotage. I don't really know anything about those films. this one either, Young and Innocent. Now, this particular movie I've seen, this is the first film Hitchcock made in America when he emigrated over from England. He made this under the auspices of Selznick. And there's a lot of battle going on between them when they made this movie. Selznick liked to put his finger in a lot of pies, as far as how a film was conducted. Like, maybe you could say that he directed Gone with the Wind and that the directors just served his purpose or whatever, because, that was Selznick, and, Hitchcock wanted to do things his way, but somehow they managed to get a great film out, and that's Rebecca. I haven't seen this film in a long time, but I recall it being very entertaining and very good, and I recommend it, but even though I haven't seen it in a long time. This next one is Lifeboat. Oh, by the way, Rebecca's about this man played by Laurence Olivier, and his wife died a while ago, I think, and he takes his new wife to this place called Manderley. Lifeboat is about like a boat that's sunk, and these passengers are stuck in a lifeboat with a Nazi. So it's kind of interesting. And Hitchcock inserts his presence in the film by putting himself on a newspaper photo. So that's how he did that. Spellbound with Ingrid Bergman and Gregory Peck. It's about psychoanalysis. Ingrid Bergman is a psychoanalyst, and her patient is Gregory Peck, and there's a great dream sequence by Salvador Dali in it. I'm sort of speeding it up because I'm getting near the 15-minute mark. And there's only 15 minutes, I think, for an iPhone video. This is Notorious with Cary Grant and Ingrid Bergman. It's like involving Nazis. Claude Rains, they believe, is a Nazi, and she's sent out on a mission to marry him and find out information. And she goes to South America to do this. Next film up is a film I haven't seen, Parodying Case. Any of these films I've mentioned that I haven't seen, or even the ones I have, what do you think? Do you like them? Do you not like them? Why do you not like them? Why do you like them? Let me know. I guess that's it. Well, anyways, that's my Hitchcock collection. I hope you enjoyed watching this. I hope you're enjoying the videos I've been doing. I got other DVDs and videos to show as well, and I'll be doing that in the coming days and weeks and months and years and whatever. I'm very glad that you stuck around here to take a look at these videos. And I hope to do some other stuff too, as I mentioned before in previous videos. But I hope you enjoy this, and I hope to see you soon, and take care.